there are a lot. Lots and lots and lots. So buckle up. Starting with 3 new monsters: Big Squid, Roller, and Squishy Squid. Big Squid, which despite the name looks like an octopus monster. Maybe they're found in the water, or maybe in both water and land. Just like real life octopi, maybe they have an attack where they shoot ink at the player and block their vision. Roller looks like it's made out of stone, almost like a statue. Maybe they have high health, or maybe they can only get damaged by getting hit at a weak spot. Based on their name, it can be assumed that they curl into a ball and roll out and away from the players. Squishy Squid looks like a baby version of Big Squid. Their movesets may overlap, but to me this little guy looks like someone that would come in swarms, and perhaps jump and attach to the player, needing for it to get removed. Something you may have noticed they all have in common is the V-shaped eyebrow they got. Every monster we have seen so far in the game has it, and I just think it's a nice little detail, design wise. We got a short video showcasing the new throwing mechanic. In the alpha, that was not possible. You could pick up and drop items, and if you were high enough, it kind of looked like a throw, but it wasn't a proper throw, while this is. Here we see the throw being used with the poison barrel, but as we will see in another sneak peek, there are other items that would also make use of this feature. Look at all these boats. We got shiny boats, pointy boats, boats with teeth, airboats, boats with exhaust pipes, a triangle, small, medium, and large boats. The large ones being able to fit multiple players. Sails, and something that looks like a boat shop. I really like the designs of all of these, and I'm really excited to play on the large boats and explore with and fight other players on them. I'm also excited for the boat shop. During alpha, we had a spot on the home island with a placeholder building with a dude inside just T-posing. So it was clear it was planned for something, and I think this is what it was. We got this, which it was shown to us on April 1st, so do with that information as you may. Melee weapons: a guitar, a wooden bat, a rubber bat, and an axe. The guitar, I'm thinking it could either be just melee, but maybe it could also play music and have a bit of a range attack or effect. The wooden bat may be more for damage and smashing items. The rubber bat may be able to bounce off items and enemies far away, which could be fun. And the axe may be throwable and it comes back, and maybe it can even do a whirl attack. We also got a jetpack. We already had one in alpha, but this could either be an improved version or a new separate one. If new, maybe unlike the original jetpack, this one is more about fast gliding as opposed to going up really high. Then we got this, which is insanely cool in my opinion. Looks like something you would see at the end of a game, the place where the final battle would take place. It is Realm 3, which we didn't get to explore in the alpha, probably because there wasn't much, if anything, to show for it. And it's gotten a makeover. I really like the volcano theme and all the lava flowing and the smoke clouds. I like the light that goes up to the boss arena. We got a doodle of the boss that we got for Realms 1 and 2, so maybe it would also be the same one for Realm 3, but the strongest one. I personally would like to see different bosses, but this is all a work in progress, so perhaps they'll be different in the global version of the game, or perhaps they'll be the same for arenas, but there will also be different ones located on different places around the map, which could be nice as well. We got a broken rig for the lizard monster, adding some goofiness to the mix of sneak peeks. And look, new pots. Got generic pots, a gull pot, a monster pot, a wind pot, and a cloud pot. The last two for which we get a visual. Seems like the wind pod creates an upward airstream. We had fans in the game that did something like that, so I'm thinking this will be the same, allowing you to go up to higher places. We don't get shown what the cloud pod does, but I'm thinking it works like a fog that can be used for hiding or escaping from monsters and other players. Another possibility, based on the way it's shown with the wind pod, maybe throwing it at an upper airstream makes it go up, and once it reaches the top, it breaks, creating a physical cloud that can be stood on, serving as a platform. Here we got some 3D assets for environment stuff. We got some columns, a bat statue, and a laser monster and player model for scale. I really like the vibes from the architecture. It reminds me of Forgotten Sanctuary, a location in Realm 2 in the alpha of boatgame. It was the last place I went to during the playtest and also my favorite one. Seeing all the structures, the statue, the moon, the monsters, the quest, which involved trying to survive for a minute in that area, the fact the playtest was about to be over. It was a cool experience. These assets remind me of that and makes me wonder what structure these will make. We can also see the statue is glowing. Does it come to life? Is it part of a quest? Will there be monsters that look like it flying around? Also, again, the highbrow. Then we got concepts with some behind the scenes planning. And what I mean by that is that there are descriptions as to why certain things are done in certain ways, which I appreciate quite a bit. I think it's cool to see what goes behind why things end up being the way they are. A lot to see here, so I'll just let it show for a bit. We got many more options for our baddie shenanigans. Some secret stuff hinting at a possible second alpha and showing us some planned environments for realms 2 and 3. A look into the developer team's weekly workflow, with this one covering fixes, art refinements, cosmetics, monster work, performance improvement, and gameplay. Chat also seems to be something they're working on. Will it be voice chat, text chat, or both? Does play mean they'll be testing stuff that day? We got a nice short 1 minute video showcasing the new sky for Realm 2. I really like the eeriness of the previous one, the moon shining over everything, the ghost ship really fitting, and just the atmosphere it created, but I can't deny that this one looks very nice and carries its own experience. The clouds, the water falling from the boss arena, the sea, are all really nice to look at. There's even some meteors in the background, so I wonder what that's about. We also got new UI for what quests are currently available on each island, and what seems to be a new type of quest where we help out an islander stuck in a barrel. A bear themed skin, maybe, called Sick Bear, which is pretty sick indeed. And around it are other things. Are those emotes? Is that a melee sword weapon? Is this some sort of pet? The second one is called Soul Crusher, and it's also very sick, but in a more adventurous, questy, legendary way. It also seems to get emotes, a custom sword, and I'm not sure why, but the shoe and a buried sword seem to be highlighted. So I wonder if that's simply to show them in more detail or there's more going on. Actually, now that I think about it, these are probably custom tombstones. Whenever you get eliminated, a tombstone appears where it happened. So these are probably custom ones based on the skins, which it's kind of cool. Both skins in general look really, really cool. For the third and last customization based sneak peek, we got new hairstyles. We already had some during alpha, but they were predetermined, so we couldn't choose or change how we looked. These all seem to be new ones. None of them quite fit my type of hair, so I wouldn't be able to make myself just yet, but I'm sure new ones will get added as time goes. That said, they all look pretty fabulous. A new skin set, Disco Demon and Disco Slasher. This is the third skin set we've been shown, with Disco Slasher being the third shown skin for swords, a melee weapon which default form we haven't seen yet, but based on these skins, is out there somewhere. There's also a small icon from the in-game look, which seems to be for emotes slash gestures maybe, a dance or pose perhaps, or perchance not a physical action but instead it's a button meant for these emojis. New location being worked on, a giant skull. Inside there's a vast space where I'm sure some confrontations will take place. Petroglyphs and graffiti of a story not yet known. Some stairs, bridges and platforms that lead to a lookout point, and potential new monsters. If making a stop here is not the plan, well, it seems to be easily traversable by boat, allowing anyone to quickly chase or escape from someone or something. Boats. Seems like a size guide where maybe different types of boats have different sizes to more distinctively represent their function, with team boats having a minimum size requirement that's bigger than any solo boat, which makes perfect sense since it needs the space to accommodate multiple people. Big Krabby, a variation of the normal Krabby. Here we are shown, and I quote, how all the animations of characters are split up into separate actions for a game, in this case for Big Krabby and boatgame. Enjoy! A monster prototype, brainflies. They seem like they'll be annoying to deal with, so that should be pretty fun. Last but not least, we get a small piece of information from one of the team members of the game that reads, what if there are magic portals that activate a boat race, and also fishing spots? As such, I tell you all to expect both. Not sure how each would work, but maybe the portals are a new type of quest, like the other ones around the map. For the fishing spots, not sure if they'll be found either near the shore, in the open sea, or both, but it also seems like a fun new addition. Well, it gives us chests, items, gold, and or is there a chance we end up fishing a monster that eliminates us and makes us question if taking our time to fish on that spot was worth it? We shall find out when more details are available. And that's it. That's it for this wave of sneak peeks. Cool stuff. Hope you'll find it cool as well. Alright, have a good one.